It always rained in November, and every November, at exactly 4 p.m., a small boy named David would stand alone at the corner bus stop, under a broken umbrella, holding a little red toy car. He didn't talk to anyone that he didn't go anywhere. He just stood and waited. People passed by, some stared, some shook their heads. Where's this boy's parents? Why is he always out in the rain? But David didn't care. He was waiting for someone, his dad. A year ago, his father knelt down, zipped up David's coat, kissed his forehead, and said, "I have to leave for a while, but I promise, when the rain comes back, I'll come back too." David believed him. Why wouldn't he? His dad always kept his word. He was the kind of father who tucked him in, who taught him how to fold paper boats, who raced toy cars with him on the floor for hours. So every time it rained, David rushed to the bus stop, hoping this would be the day the promise came true. But what David didn't know was that his dad had been arrested later that same week. He was sentenced to years in prison, a reality far too heavy for a 6-year-old to understand. His guardians never explained. They just said, "He's not coming back. Forget him." But David didn't forget. He couldn't, because hope, especially a child's hope, doesn't die easily. On one particularly stormy afternoon, David stood there again. The rain was heavier than usual. His coat was soaked. His toy car had slipped from his hand and floated in the gutter. A man walking by noticed him. He slowed down, frowned, and finally asked, "Hey kid, are you okay? You waiting for someone?" David looked up, eyes wide and honest. "I'm waiting for my dad. He promised he'd come back when the rain comes." The man didn't know what to say. His heart cracked a little. He walked away that day, but the boy's words stayed in his mind all night. The next week, he came back. David was there again, waiting. He didn't say much. He just sat nearby. The next week, he brought an umbrella. The next, snacks, and then a coat. Slowly, gently, he kept showing up. One day, David looked at him and said, "You don't have to wait with me, you know." The man smiled softly. "I know, but someone should." Over time, the man learned everything. And when the truth about David's dad came out, he did something unthinkable. He filed to become David's guardian. It wasn't easy. That IT took months. But finally, the papers were signed. And on a rainy afternoon, the man stood beside David at the bus stop again. But this time, he knelt down and said, "Your dad may not be able to come back, but I can stay." David didn't speak. He just wrapped his arms around him. And for the first time in a long time, he didn't feel alone anymore.